for Wednesday, March 25th, 2020. Look at who we've got here. We've got a full house. There's Karen. There's Loy. Hey, Loy, I hear you, but I don't
Hi,
see
John.
you.
Yeah, we haven't been here for a while.
Hello. We got Esther here and Raquel.
Hey.
See you, Raquel. All right. So we're going to go ahead and mute the lines because we got a lot of background noise today. Background noise. There we go. So that is handled. Good to see everybody. If you're new here, I'm John Lavenia, and we host these Monday through Friday at noon Eastern U.S. time, which is currently, what time is it currently? I know clocks are changing soon over in London. So 4 o'clock, of course, in London, 3 o'clock in the morning in Sydney, and 5 o'clock in the morning in Auckland tomorrow. So I know we've got some Aussies that tune into this on the recording, probably not live unless you just hate sleeping. We welcome you here as well. Whether you're seeing this in our Zoom room, which has been at capacity every day now, or you're catching this on YouTube Live or on the recording. We are so glad you're here. By the way, if you're on the YouTube thing, and go ahead and subscribe to that channel. And if you click the bell notification icon, you'll actually get a message, I guess, on your YouTube app or in your Google account or however that works, saying, hey, we just went live. So this way you get a little ping there. So that's very nice. Also, feel free to leave, thumbs up and comments if you want. I actually read all that stuff. So what are we going to talk about today? I walked in on a conversation that you guys were having before we went live, and that was about what books we're reading. So I'd like to talk about that a little bit, because I heard, was it Rhonda? I believe it was Rhonda talking about how she bought all 5 books. Rhonda, you want to come out here? You want to unmute your line and tell me what you did? You applied a strategy that I think is pretty good. You want to talk to us about that?
Yeah, just reading, set a goal of 10 pages a day, or read a few pages out of each book and just get a perspective out of each of the different books.
Mm-hmm. That's a good strategy. Where'd you learn that?
From you.
Oh. You followed instructions. Oh my goodness. So thank you, Rhonda. And here's why I offer that. There's a couple of reasons for this. And for those of you who are new here and are just discovering that this is more than just Amazon that's happening here. In fact, right now, at this exact moment, everything but Amazon is happening here, right? Because FBA is on pause and all that, right? So we've got time to develop ourselves in ways that, we've got other busyness, other doings that aren't being done at this moment, and good time to prepare. So the reason why I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory on this whole personal development study thing that I've been doing for over 35 years. And I think a good topic, which I like to kick around with you guys here today. I'll start with the punchline. The punchline is, so I'm going to destroy the joke, if you will, or outset. The punchline is, more important than what you do is who's doing it. There's the punchline. So with that premise in mind, let's look at what we've actually got here. I've had this conversation with each and every one of you who've actually attended a live welcome session, either recently or months ago. Some of you have been kicking around here for some time now. We're growing old together. But I've noticed something. Maybe you've noticed it as well. In fact, I'm sure you have. And that is, Amazon exists for anybody, right? Anybody can show up on Amazon, either as a customer, or you want to go ahead and set up a seller's account, be my guest, right? Now there's a couple of hoops to jump over, and do that. That's fine. But truly, any bozo can come and do Amazon, maybe make some money, maybe lose some money. I don't know, right? Now, obviously, everyone here, you've chosen to do it more prudently, right? With a bit of instruction from people who know stuff, like Sophie. She knows stuff. She's listed over 1,000 products, made millions of dollars, set her family financially free. Very nice, very nice. Good experience to leverage rather than winging it. And you can leverage that at various degrees, right? Those of you going through some of the ancillary videos and such, Jetstream, you're learning about some of the things that Sophie does behind the scenes with her inner circle group of people to give an unfair advantage. Unfair. That's how we play. We play to win, right? Unfair. That's business. There's billions of dollars changing hands every day, going somewhere, right? I hope some goes to you, right? That's the intent with all this. But who's doing it? That back to that original question. So whereas I'm not so interested in the nuts and bolts how-to stuff, which already exists for everybody, obviously, right? I'm more interested in who's doing it and why are they doing it, which is what this is all about, right? Part of this whole experience, not just here with Blue Sky Amazon, but the experience of becoming successful as an entrepreneur, in my assessment, in my experience, which is several decades at this point, the vast majority of that proposition is who's doing it, is the personal development. So listen, I got on this whole path of, introspection and study and philosophy and all this because my life wasn't working. I don't know if anybody can relate to that. I grew up on the streets of New Jersey, running the streets with drunks and drug addicts and crime. And that's how I grew up, in poverty, lack, limitation. Plenty of evidence around me, all around me, about why I can't. And then fill in the blank with, why I can't what? Well, why I can't whatever, right? Why I am underprivileged, why I am a victim, why the glaring majority of evidence points to I can't have, can't do, can't be. So now what? Resign ourselves to our fate? Is that what we do? I hope not, okay? Because fortunately, in my case, people showed up in my life. Yes, people showed up in my life who provided evidence that, guess what? Some people's lives work, right? Believe it or not, right? Some people, their lives work. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And I grabbed onto that. And they said, study. They said, study. There's some of the best thinking in the world that people took time to write on paper. That's back in the days when we had paper. Buy paper, okay? This is really expensive paper. It's going to cost you $20 for a stack of paper. It's got ink on it. Read what's written. And one book led to another, right? And commingling with other people who were also on the path studying, which went down some interesting rabbit holes, which I'm not taking you guys down. I mean, we can get really deep into this stuff, but I decided, wow, I'm going to go ahead and do and have more in my life, because I had evidence of others who had gone before me and who had made suggestions, not commands. Nobody could tell me what to do, just like I can't tell you what to do. I can suggest. And sometimes people think, well, do I have to get all 5 books? You don't have to do a damn thing. You don't have to do Amazon. You don't have to be successful. You don't have to show up on these calls. You don't have to do it. You have to breathe, I suppose, right? As long as you plan on maintaining a body, right? Food now and then, right? Exercise would be good. By the way, tangent, squirrel, look over here. Was it Greg yesterday who recommended that video? He threw a YouTube video in the chat about this gravity only workout, right? It was like a 15-minute video from the guy who does the thing with the home workout thing, right? Greg, I engaged in workout routine A today, and oh my goodness. Anybody who, I think it was Greg. Sorry if I'm misquoting here, but wow, just tore me up. And I was trying to do it really quiet because I'm up early. My wife was, resting. My daughter's asleep, right? And so I'm trying to do it very discreetly. And there's a couple of exercises in there where I was like, so much for, being discreet. But thank you, Greg, for that suggestion. And I know, I think it was Jason also suggested getting some exercise bands and stuff. I've not done that, Jason, but I need to find those and do that ultimately. But just that one 15-minute workout, wow, which you can go through 2 or 3 times, which would be a half hour or like a 50 minutes long workout. And if you guys want to like really turn your body on, do that. Can I repost it? Yes, I can repost it. Let me find. I'll find it and repost it once I'm done talking, because I can't talk and text at the same time. That's my one limitation, guys. I can't talk and read and text at the same time. Like whatever. It's very interesting. I'm always interested to hear what's going to come out of my mouth, because I never know what it's going to be until I hear it. It's very interesting, right? So I listen for the words. I don't read the words. I listen for the words. So back to the main point. So I got on this path of personal development, which yes, led into exercise and other resourceful things. Let's have some integrity, damn it. Let's do something resourceful. Let's give ourselves a command and then follow it. Nobody else could give me the command. They can give me the suggestion. Now it's up to me to have some integrity, to do what I decided I'm going to do based on my self-determined vision of where I'm going in my life, not where I've been, because where I've been is a known and it's not pleasing. And all my goals lie in the realm of the unknown. Well, guess what? Not unknown to everyone. Oh, thank you. There's wisdom. Yes, let's read the books, right? So we start with a couple of low gradient, light duty books like Miracle Morning. And by the way, most of these books weren't around when I, started, studying. Okay. But like Miracle Morning and Power of Consistency, which we just heard, some people are delighting in, or T. Harv Eker, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, right? Secrets. Is it a secret? No, of course it's not a secret, but that's how you sell books. You say you got a secret, right? So you're actually getting a bit of education on how to sell and how to market as you just look at the titles of some of these books. Right. So there's a lot of obviously the main message that you're going to get from reading the book, but also the internal message, the embedded message, which exists in any message. You can read between the lines and you start to assimilate this stuff. You start to think like these people who took the time to put their best thinking down on paper or Kindle or Audible, what have you. By the way, sometimes people ask, is the audiobook sufficient? No, the audiobook is the supplement. The written word has additional value. And that is that you're looking at the words, you're hearing the words in your mind. As you read the words, you're picturing what the meaning of the words are. And when you come up blank, like you don't got a picture for that, then you grab another book called the dictionary and you look up that word. That doesn't happen when you're just listening to audiobooks. The advantage of audiobooks is, of course, that you can multitask, right? You can now be in the gym or doing crazy, gravity workouts and stuff, and getting the message as well. In fact, if you get the Kindle and the Audible and they're connected, right, through the Amazon account, right, then one advances the other. So I read this many pages, the audio advanced that many pages. I listened to this many minutes of audio, the Kindle advanced that many pages. So it kind of synchronizes, kind of nice. Not all books do that, but some do. So back to the point. Why do we study several books at the same time? Well, why do we buy 5, for example, right out of the gate? Is it just because John's an authoritarian and John said that's what you should do? No, there's a reason to do that, though. I've read way more than 5 books, way more. And we base our decisions on our expectations of where we're going. Do you expect that you're going to do and have more in your life with this Amazon business, with yourself as the captain at the helm steering the ship? Well, great. Leaders are readers. Let's go ahead and execute that expectation right now. There's 5 books in my library that weren't there before. Can I read them all right now? No, of course I can't. But I just did a high integrity action because I fully expect that they are going to get read. Now, look, there are books on my shelves right now, and you guys don't see this, but off to the side, I got one of my libraries here that I haven't read yet. And I feel smarter just seeing them there. Okay. But there's a hierarchy of, priority, right? And one of the things you learn to do as you become a good student is evaluate the relative importance of data. Like, this is important right now. This is not important right now. It might be important later. There it is. Okay. I've got those assets. I've got those resources. Right now, I've got to go full throttle on this. Right. So that's just part of being entrepreneurial and being a self-determined person, is that you can evaluate the relative importance of data. Crazy people, like in insane asylums, cannot evaluate the relative importance of data. Everything equals everything. That's called psychotic. Right. That's called caught in a never-ending cycle of everything equals everything. That's craziness. That's not you, I hope, right? That's not you. So what are we going to do? Let's pick a couple books. Let's go ahead. Let's start with that Miracle Morning there, Hal. Rob, what do you think about that? Do you have a new truth for me or something? No, it's no new truth, right? It's just a way to put some order into your mind and onto your calendar, right? And all success is orderly. All success is orderly. When you look at success out in the world, okay, you watch the grass growing. There it is. That is an orderly state. That is energy in an orderly condition. Okay, the nutrients, the blades grow up, they don't grow down, right? So the whole thing, the roots grow down, the blades grow up, the grass occurs, right? Very orderly. Everything in life that you could consider successful is a cycle of orderly action that is taken through to completion. Disorder, random actions, attempting to break the law, which can never be broken, right? The laws of life, right? You can't break the law. You can only break yourself against the law, right? Try breaking the law of gravity. Good luck, right? So you can't break the law, all right? So when we work with the law, when we create order in our mind and in our day, and guys, I have not arrived with all this. I just discovered a new workout today that kicked my ass. It was awesome. I cognited. I was like, oh my goodness, how out of shape am I? Yeah, I can go to the gym. Not now because the gym's closed, but I could go to the gym and I can go lift really heavy weights. And my goodness, I'm strong. That was nice for 5 reps. And I guess if life calls upon me to be Herculean strength for 5, reps or something, yeah, I'm your guy. But endurance and all this other, flexibility stuff, I am not your guy. I just got schooled on that. Thank you. Right? Because we get into a groove, we get into habits. Yeah, I'm really friggin' strong. Endurance. Okay. Right. So now there's something for me to work on. We get back to the main point of reading the books. So now let's compare, because there's no new truth here. Let's compare what Hal thinks with, what Kiyosaki thinks. These are different approaches. Okay. Both of these guys have, done some good stuff with their life out of adversity. Yeah, most of the stuff that we read is people who've lifted themselves up by their bootstraps, just like I had to do, just like many of you have to do. Very few of us come here because, we're just looking for a hobby and I'm bored and, I'm just rolling around in cash in my living room and I'm just tired of watching kitten videos. Let me go join an Amazon deal or something, right? That's probably not the impetus that caused you to arrive here. Probably not. I could be wrong. Okay. But I think I'm right. So what are we going to do? Let's compare and contrast a couple of different successful observations, right? And we were going to read them all anyway. And if you find something you don't like, then maybe that one gets lowered on the hierarchy of importances, right? And let's put in this other one. Oh, I can't put this book down. Fantastic. Fan-friggin-tastic. Don't put it down. Keep on trucking, right? And then you get that one to a done. That's a done. That's a done. Now you own that, assuming you apply it, right? The whole point of this or any education is that you can have an effect with it, right? Not that you're impressed with Sophie or entertained by John or Hal or Kiyosaki or T. Harv Eker or whatever, right? No, the only truth that matters is the truth that's alive in you. So out of all this stuff, speak for myself, out of all the stuff I've studied throughout the decades, right? I've taken and applied to a degree. I've taken and applied that which I found workable in my life. Not perfectly, but to a degree. And to that degree, I have advanced. I have evolved deliberately. So that's what this whole, just to give you a 19-minute long explanation of why do I recommend personal development books, multiple personal development books. That's why, because this is about you. And the incremental increases we make in our effectiveness, in our competence, and our ability to get stuff done in our lives, those incremental increases yield exponential increase in our effectiveness and our results and the fruit on the tree, which will be yours. That's the whole reason you're here, right? But it's not all just about the having or not having in this moment. It's about who you're becoming in the process and what you choose to do with your time, which we all have the same amount of anyway. That's the trick. Who's doing it? So, and here's the thing, my friends, and I'm going to shut up. Here's the thing. You do this well, right? You become that person who does not submit to failure. That person who's got that guaranteed future outcome, right? That person who makes a spectacle of themselves in the marketplace, right? Fabulously successful. And then people are putting you on a pedestal, asking you for your secrets. And then you'll just be like, I don't know. I did what, this guy John said, read the books. I read the books. I just did the thing. In fact, John wrote a book called Integrity is Everything. Maybe if you're looking for secrets, read that. But guess what? There's no secrets because I read that one too. And all he did was do what he said to do, right? I mean, that's it. He didn't originate this stuff, right? It's not a new truth or anything. Just have some damn integrity, just a little bit. Stop being such a damn victim. Do something. That's it. No secrets. No secrets. It's called integrity. Give yourself a command and follow it. Right? The state of being whole, undivided, and undiminished. That is my favorite definition for that word, integrity. The state of being whole, undivided, and undiminished, as within, so without. So we're not just putting on a facade and saying, oh, now's my personal development time. Let me read some lofty shit. And now I'm going to get back to my miserable life and habits, which haven't served me up to this point and don't serve me still, but it's comfortable. No, as within, so without. Integrity, the state of being whole, undivided, and undiminished. This is a process. None of us have arrived. None of us. And if you have, please send me a copy of your book, because I could use some enlightenment myself. And with that, I shall stop running my mouth. I love you guys. I love you. Thank you for being in this conversation with me. It'd be a lot different if I was just talking to the wall. The mics are open. If you guys want to come on out and talk, I'm going to go find that exercise link here while you.
Hey, no, I already got it, John. Thanks.
Oh, very good. Thank you.
Yeah, but you know, you came on this morning, and I kind of looked at you, and it's like something's different. And
Yeah.
and like his energy is a little low. And then you said about the exercise. I'm like, you guys ass kicked. It's good though. I mean, it's just like you feel that different entity that comes out, and it's like, oh yeah, I need to work on that a little bit. And then it's a whole realization of where you are and where you can go. You know, it's no different. Exercise, what we're doing, you know, other job, what, you know, it's just about seeing where you're at. Okay, yes, I can improve. I want to go there. Let's go there. But
Yeah.
you're on fire. I love it this morning.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, man. And thanks for being a
Oh,
part of this. You're a
sorry
valuable
about
part of
last
the
night
community.
too, by
Yeah.
the way. When I was on your video, and it just I had an internet glitch and the whole thing shut down.
We're gonna get you hooked back up. I need to get with you, get with your accountability rep.
Yeah, we got an appointment on Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to
Yeah.
make sure you're taken care of, brother. Thank you.
I was not a happy camper after that.
Do you
It's
have
like-
bad internet connection or something?
Well, the internet's not that great, but I usually don't have any problems. But we had a little rainstorm come through.
Ah.
It was, who knows?
Okay.
No, yeah, whatever. Anyway,
Very good. We'll get you
We're
hooked up, man.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Jason. Who's next?
Hi, John.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thank you. So I just wanted, when you said something about fruit, I wanted to add to that. I had been reading a book by Stephen Covey called Spiritual Roots of Human Relations. And he talks about how when you prune the roots, and so I think then that's when your tree will bear fruit. And that kind of just all made sense to me when you're talking about, like nurturing our minds and learning and reading all these books. Like we're essentially pruning our roots so that our trees can have good fruit. And so, keep bearing good fruit. So that's what I wanted to add.
Right. Yeah. Covey used to talk about the roots and the fruits. And that's some good, easy to remember stuff. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, Leanne. Good to see you. All right. Who's next?
I agree with that. Yeah, what Leanne said. I like that pruning. Pruning is not comfortable or convenient, right? When we stretch our efforts and do more, it's physically, mentally not comfortable, but through that process of pruning, we can bear more fruit. Yeah, I agree with that. I love that. It's like the pencil, right? Sharpening the pencil makes it right. Anyway, those are not easy. We take the narrow path, narrow road, not easy, not convenient, but that's the way to bear more fruit. And yesterday I was reading and I wrote how I want to become, how I want to be. And I have been writing that, but it's still evolving, right? So I wrote, and I want to be more committed and more motivated, I said, and so that I can enjoy life better and be more effective and a blessing to others. So, and the way to do it is really more pruning so that we can bear more fruit. Yeah.
Very nice, Adele. Glad you're here as well. Thank you for being a student.
I love that Stephen Covey book too, Leanne.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
read that several times. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Thank you, Adele. And who was that?
Mary Beth,
Hey, Mary Beth.
how are you?
Good.
So I got here late at the end of your speech. Can you start over?
Absolutely. Well, great news for you, Mary Beth. You can
Do
tune
tell.
into the YouTube channel and you can see the whole thing
Oh,
a
there
thousand
we
times.
go. Okay. I have to get that link somewhere.
Oh, I'll find it here. Go ahead. You were saying?
No, I was just saying that. No, I love what Leanne said. I think that I was like, whoa, it's kind of like reading all the books and just bettering yourself, be, to do, to have. You know, I really like that, Leanne.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good stuff. I mean, when you get it, it's like a huge door opening, you know?
Yeah.
So
John.
I'm still working on get it.
John,
Oh, we got an echo. Echo. Who's that?
it's Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Hold on, please.
She's in the
weird.
stadium.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say I'm so happy that we have the YouTube channel because I've been able to go back and review all your thoughts, and I've picked up so much that I missed the first time that you talked about certain things. You know, so I think it's a real blessing. We can all really just go back and review certain things, and you always come up with very intense thoughts. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you. I've had 35 years to prepare. But
I gotta get your book.
Thank you, Maria. You know, the other thing is we were a bit reticent to create that YouTube channel at first because my original thought was let's just push this out to Facebook group or YouTube. Let's do something, you know, with those resources because it is the 21st century. And the counter thought was, yeah, but we don't want people just sitting there watching YouTube videos and being what's called like conference call junkies. Like we're avoiding our work because we're so busy listening to conference calls or whatever. So we're looking for the balance with that.
What you doing?
Yeah, at this point, hi, Darlene. So
Hi.
at this, yeah. So at this point, it's evident that that's a good resource. We're going to keep that going. And so moving forward, we'll have a running archive. That doesn't mean sit there for 10 hours a day listening to me or yourself talk, you know, on YouTube.
But you're so handsome, John.
Oh, well, thank you. Although I need a haircut and color, I am a wreck, which Jason noticed as soon as I turned my camera on.
Energy. I wasn't your wreck. You look great.
That's all good, brother. All good. Who's next?
I think that Karen,
Hey, Karen.
I loved what Adele said too. In fact, she can repeat herself as well. That really hit me, what she said about having the fruit grow and how she thought, and just that impressed me. I liked it.
Mm-hmm. And Karen, I get to talk with you. I think it was yesterday. All the days are running together here, and glad to hear your horses are doing good.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's therapeutic, right? You get to get out and go hang out with the horses a bit.
Well, we're staying 6 feet apart. So.
Oh.
Go on trees. He's the one who said that back then. Yeah, that's very therapeutic.
Yeah, good
Nice.
times. Of course, I've got my Chihuahua. So.
I've got my 2 chihuahuas and a foster dog.
Yeah. Good stuff. Hey, Sarah, you got something to say?
How are you today?
Good. What's going on?
Not much. Enjoying everybody's talking and all the ideas they have and all the good advice they have. It's awesome.
Very good. We're glad you're here,
Your
my
good
friend.
advice too.
Glad you're here.
I'm kind of mixed up. I thought today was Sunday. I didn't even realize it was Wednesday. I'm staying in like this is killing me. I can't even keep up with the days.
I get it. I realize that it's Wednesday, but you know our routine is pretty much the same every day, except you know
That's
Saturday,
right.
Sunday we don't do these calls and stuff. But
Right.
You know what I found useful, John?
yeah, what did you find useful?
What you said yesterday about scheduling our whole week, because
Mhm.
being home now, well, I do have my home studio and I work outside as well, but not going outside as much now. You can just get caught up with so many little things around the house But if you have that vision of what you mean to accomplish for the whole week, then you can be more focused. And I'm
Mhm.
incorporating that more consciously.
It's good advice.
Mhm.
You know what, Maria and Sarah, on that note, I discover what day it is after getting up, doing my meditation, and looking at the calendar, which has all my tasks for that day. And then, oh, it's Wednesday, right? Here's all the, but it's all predetermined, right?
Mhm.
There are
Right.
some, gaps for, random spontaneous stuff as well. But for the most part, that stuff is planned way in advance. So it's good I'll tell you what, it's good to be productive and busy, because the old saying,
Right.
idle hands do the devil's work,
That's right.
and that is not what we want. So thank you, Maria. Glad you're getting
Yes,
mileage out
thank
of
you.
that. My pleasure. Anybody else today? Anybody else?
John, I wonder if I can ask a question,
Yes, Giannis.
possibly a difficult one, or let's go for it. I am sort of just past the stage, or in the process of completing one of the sixth step, and in that there's a long video about the secret, and there are lots and lots of very well qualified intellectual people talking there, and giving their whole take on certain things, and especially the universe, and how our actions interact with the universe, or the universe interacts with us. Now, for me, it's a little bit difficult, because I don't know how many other people, but I base everything on a Christian point of view. And so to me, the universe is not what is looking after me. There's what, in short, God does. Yeah. So I base whatever I do on the Bible as my touchstone. So it's a little bit difficult for me to agree to those, or with those people, on those sort of statements, and live my life according to that. So what would you recommend me do for that video, for instance, and maybe a lot of other books that base their theories on the same sort of thing?
Sure. Great question, Giannis. And so for anyone with like religious considerations that you suspect could conflict with other scientific approaches to life, livingness, success, the universe, whatever. Here's the thing. We've got a long line of theologians who have purported, here is the nature of God, or of whatever they're identifying as the first cause of everything. And now we're getting into some deeper philosophy here, right? So there's the theological approach to life and how life occurs. Then here's this whole wave of science that sprung up in the Age of Enlightenment, right? And so now we're studying how stuff works ostensibly and via heuristics and different things that we can look at and measure. Okay. And so they're saying, well, energy is. So the theologian says, well, God is, right? That's first cause. That's cause of over everything. The scientist says energy is. Okay. All energy already exists. There's what's called the perpetual transmutation of radiant energy. So things are moving into form, but you can't create or destroy the energy. Just like the theologian says, you can't create or destroy this infinite power, right? And so what we have found as of late, like in the last 100 years or so, is that the scientist and the theologian have met in the middle and said, oh my goodness, we've been studying the same thing. Okay. So pick whatever words you like. Universe, right? First cause, God, right? For a lot of people, interestingly, Giannis, a lot of people have baggage attached to that word, God, right? Because they grew up in this church and they were taught this dogma, and now they're having conflicts internally with this. And so rebellion, okay, pick whatever words are good for you. Like I said before, Giannis, I think this will reconcile the whole thing. See what truth is workable in your life, like by observation, right? This is not someone saying you should think or believe a certain way. No, what is workable in your life by your own observation. And take what you like and leave the rest, man. And if you don't like the words, pick some different words. I don't like the word universe. Okay, great. Right. Fill in the blank with whatever works for you. So
I have
yeah, this is like a buffet. Take what you like and leave the rest, but take something, right? Because your best thinking got you this far, and you didn't come this far just to come this far, right? So let's, Giannis, does that help?
It does. It's just, you have to complete the survey. I mean, that is how I sort of decided to, handle the thing for myself. But the only thing is there's a survey, and you need to say, for instance, what do you understand the secret to be, and how would, say, for instance, the secret help you in your business? So it's like fairly specific questions.
Right. Whose opinion are we interested in?
Can I answer? Can I say
go
something?
Ahead. We're going to open it up here in just a second. I just want to make sure that Giannis gets a little traction with this idea, because Giannis, you are actually cause over all this. Okay. So like in your case, you're being asked, okay, what are your thoughts? What are your observations about that? Which doesn't have to be, I love it, I accept it, it's great, my life is changed or something. No, it could be, you know what, I see what they're saying, I disagree on that, and here's what I think about that. Fantastic. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know, because we got to balance the flows here. And a lot of times people come into an educational experience and they just inflow all this theory, which they don't necessarily execute. They're just getting heavier and heavier with what they think they're supposed to think. No, we got to outflow too, right? We have to. And that's the point of all that, is that you are causing thoughts to now appear on the internet, and they're being sent to me. That, Giannis, just go through the exercises. There's no right or wrong answers. Well, a couple of them have right answers because I wrote the questions. When you get to the Earl Nightingale piece, there's a couple of questions that I wrote in there that there's some specific answers. I think you'll enjoy Earl Nightingale a bit more than you will The Secret thing. By the way, I don't agree with every single person who talked in The Secret, right? There's a lot of marketing going on in there too. But Giannis, that's part of your, look, they sold hundreds of millions of dollars worth of that DVD, hundreds of millions of dollars. That's a marketing lesson right there. Okay. So get on that. We got Mary Beth. And then I believe Adele or Carol Ann or Jesse. Mary Beth, you have the floor.
Yes.
What I was going to say about that is, like, I kind of had the same problem, but what I did was, like, how I visualized. So I visualized like God just all around, swirling around the earth, and the earth is a universe. He is the earth, the universe, and everything. So in other words, like when I picture something and I visualize and I get it, which I do a lot, I thank God. It's like, because I know he did it. No matter how I visualize it and bring it to me, I know he did it. So just that might help.
Thank you, Mary Beth. And just the whole idea of, like, the words you just used, other people would say, oh, I disagree. I use these words, right? It's the goddess, and it's she, and it's right. Oh, okay, fine. We're talking about the same thing.
I was talking about his case.
Right. Good observations, Mary Beth. Thank you so much. And I believe it was
Adele.
I'm sorry.
Adele.
Adele, come on, Adele, then Caroline.
Yeah. I just want to thank Giannis. Is he Giannis for bringing that up, because you're not alone in your how do you call this situation like that inside you. I'm also a Christian, and I'm proud to be a Christian. I love Jesus Christ. I love the Bible, and I really believe in him because he is my savior. And no matter what others say, who don't believe or does not like the belief, I still believe in Jesus Christ and I love him so much.
Amen.
Amen.
That's my heart. When also I felt the same way that Yanis felt when I watched that video. But you know what? I am crying because I know that I am here because he led me to this. And I feel that God led me to this. He's the one who led me to this business. And I believe in the Bible 100%. And the Bible says every good and perfect gift comes from above. This is good. What we are doing here is good. Everything here is good. And I believe this is from God. It's just that there are other people who don't believe in God yet or Jesus Christ yet, but everything works together for good. This is doing good to all the people, to all the members, right?
Yes, his hand is in this. His hand is in this.
I think everything that's good is from above. It's God. It's just that the other people who don't believe in God yet, that's a different way of calling him. I have a friend, a very close friend, who he's the one from whom I heard the word energy. Whenever I share with him my Christian faith, do you know what he told me? He told me that, Adele, everything is energy. And I didn't understand what he's saying until I watched this video of Secret. He's a salesman, a realtor, and I believe the realtors watch that video too. That's why I'm getting to understand why you're saying energy. And now there's universe, there's genie. They are saying those names because they don't know, they don't believe in God yet. But you know, it's not our problem if other people don't believe in what we believe yet. I believe that God put us together here and we are one. We are all created by God, and then people might have different name for him. But I can be honest, God put you here. Every one of us, he put us here. And in the Bible says every good and perfect gift comes from above.
Thank you, Adele.
Can I ask a quick question?
Good one.
Okay, we got Carol Ann is next, and then I think Jesse. Go ahead, Carol Ann.
I just wanted to see if this could help because I bought this a little while ago and it says the law of attraction. I don't know if you can see that. The law of attraction, plain and simple. And it says above that, it says that the law of attraction, plain and simple, only takes the secret to the next level. So it doesn't interrupt with anybody's belief in religion or God or whatever, but it does teach you how to manifest, plain and simple. I just thought I'd throw that out there. That's all.
Thank you, Carol Ann. Very good. Jesse, you've got the floor.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to cut out or not. It seems like a lot of people are. I just wanted to comment on that book or video, The Secret. I mean, even the Bible says, ask and you shall receive. I mean, but look at what that person received. They asked and they received. They made millions of dollars off the book.
Yeah.
It's been repeated a million times, but that person manifested all of her money from saying, I'm going to do this anyway, and it worked. So it's there. You just have to believe in it, and you have to make it happen.
Thank you, Jesse. Well done. I believe
Can I
we
ask
had
a
a
question?
gentleman who had a question. Who was that?
Thomas.
Thomas. Hey, Thomas.
Thomas.
Hiya. Yeah, well, as you know, I'm quite new here. And I just wondered what video we were talking about.
Oh, you'll see. There's when you get later in the process, you get to see some other personal development stuff that has been selected by the staff. A couple pieces that I selected, but you're going to get a nice combination of things. And one of them is this video called The Secret, which was very popular about 15 years ago. They sold a few $100 million worth of the DVD and the accompanying book, and it was basically just a lot of people, as Yanis was talking about, academics and various other people talking about their interpretation of various truths and philosophies. So good stuff. Take what you like and leave the rest. And personally, I've gone way, way, way deeper than anything they talked about in that video or that book. And as I think Jesse just indicated, there was some overlap. Yes, there was some Christian leanings in some of those people who spoke on that as well. And then there were some scientific leanings. And as I already indicated, Thomas, we're all studying the same thing. regardless of which words you use. Adele made a comment that these people may not believe yet. Well, maybe they just don't have the same words that you have for it.
Yeah, I got
Can
that.
I
I
say
just wondered
something?
which video it was.
Oh, it's called The Secret. Yeah, you'll see it.
That's almost
Very
Excuse
good.
me.
Becky's got her hand up
Hello.
forever. Becky, please come out if you wanted to talk. Becky.
Oh, wow. I still have my hand up. I actually, what I used in watching those videos was that according to these videos, here are the list of things that I could do differently, or I could do better, or I could change in my thinking process. And it doesn't mean that I'm abandoning my worldview or my Christian view. It just was exactly what John said. Take what you can from that video and leave the rest, or write down questions that would be good to approach other people with. That way, you kind of glean what you can from that video. I found it, I've seen it before. I've actually seen all of those videos before, which makes me wonder about myself. What was I thinking before? And it really solidified for me some things that I was doing right, and maybe some areas that I haven't really thought of yet. So that was my answers all were like, according to this video, because I wasn't sure who's grading that, John.
Grading it. Like this is your exam or something.
I know.
This is all for you, Becky. This
I
is all for
know.
you. Yeah.
I know.
So anyway, we're running a bit late. I see the comments in the chat. Thank you guys. This is Giannis. Thank you for introducing such a hot topic. We don't talk about
Where do we
religion or
get the
politics.
videos?
We don't talk about religion or politics, although it kind of happened a little bit right now. But that's fine. That's good. I'm glad we're coming to an understanding here. And anybody else? Last call before we wrap up for today.
Yes. Where do we get the videos?
You will get them later in the process. Okay,
Okay,
Jason, go
thank you.
ahead.
Yeah. Giannis, I just wanted to say something, about the whole secret thing it's all about law of attraction and just how the universe works as far as energetically. If you really start to observe things in your life and how you're thinking, prime example, I mean, it's happened to me, but I'm going to use my example of my ex because she does it all the time. I hate this, I hate that, I'm tired of my house. It's everything's breaking down. And then all of a sudden I walked over to my sink and the sink broke too. Well, there you go. That which is like unto itself is drawn. You have built momentum around this thinking, and then it just keeps bringing you more. Now you can be negative like that, or you can be positive. And that's pretty much what the whole thing was saying about law of attraction. It's just using this energy that's all around us in a way that we can project ourselves into a better direction.
Thank you,
Excuse me?
Jason.
Yeah.
Hello.
That's good. That's
Hello.
good.
Hello.
Yes. All right. I think I'm hearing Darlene.
Yes, you're hearing Darlene.
Hi, Darlene.
Hi there, how are you?
Good.
I believe that what we have to look at centrally is the faith that we have, and that we walk in positive thoughts, the way that we speak, how we interact with people. But if we just look at things negative, just like the previous speaker said, we will get negative results. But if we stay upbeat and positive, and when we read the books, we know what our values are, and those are not going to change. If we want to be walking in faith, we got to trust that God is going to carry us through this process of learning and developing and evolving and getting a business mindset, because God works in different arenas. He doesn't just work in just the church. He works in individuals. We make up the church. We're the body. So I need you, you need me, and we're all members one of another. That's
Very
my
good.
Mhm.
Thank you, Darlene.
Mhm.
Thank you for your perspective. That's good stuff. Kind of icing on the cake. Anybody else before we wrap up today?
John, I wonder, I'm sorry if I opened a can of worms, but I wouldn't want to think of it as that. I think it's important. But I think it was, I'm not sure who asked about what video it was. Maybe I can just say it's your accountability rep sends you 6 steps to complete. And this video is the first one in step 6. So yeah,
Yes.
that's where to find it.
Later in the process, get with your accountability reps. Once you're through like Jetstream stuff and we're getting ready to do like a strategy session with you, like Jason was talking about that got cut off midstream last night, something with his thunderstorm or something. So that everyone gets to go through that whole experience. So enjoy that. Mike is the one who recommended the video to me. I associate names with faces, and now I'm seeing Mike's face. Mike, thank you for that workout video. I think I was saying Greg. I was calling you Greg for some reason. Mike, there he is.
Where's the link?
Oh, the link is way up in the chat roll.
Okay.
I think Raquel posted it. Somebody posted it while I
Okay.
was talking. She said, "I got you covered, John." So.
Okay, I saw
yeah.
something. I didn't know that was it. Okay.
Yep, Raquel to everyone. I got you. There it is. Raquel, I'm assuming this was the link. So I'm going to go ahead and post it again. Last call, everybody. Last call.
Brenda Jones. Hi.
Yes, go ahead. I hear somebody saying yes, John, and I see Carol Ann raising her hand. Who's saying
Brenda.
yes, John?
It's Brenda Jones.
Hey, Brenda.
Hi. I want to know, can you pop me the link for the YouTube? I missed some things and I want to go back and check it.
I just put it in there again from Raquel to everyone at 10 after 9 a.m. local time here in Arizona. Here is the link. Raquel, I'm assuming that is the link in question. Let me click on it and make sure I'm giving people the right link. Yes, I did. Okay, very good. Thank you, Raquel, for helping me with that. And thank you, Mike, for the original suggestion. Carol Ann, you're last.
I just want to say there's an inspirational children's movie. It's called The Never Ending Story, and it does give out a lot of little innuendos about how to understand the secret for children.
There you go.
It's
So we'll
worth-
wrap up with children's instructional movies. That's
Yes,
awesome.
Never
Thank
Ending
you, Carol
Story.
Ann. Very good. My friends, we're going to wrap up. We got to go. We got meetings coming up and all that. Thank you for being here with us, and more interesting conversations tomorrow. Tune in again, same bat time, same bat channel. I'll see you guys
Thank you,
there.
John.
All right. Have a great day.
Thank
For
you.
now.
Thank you.